Hi guys, Hot Mess Mama. Please ignore the boogery eye. No, it's not pink eye. It's my Wagner's. It's kind of flaring up currently and unfortunately causes a lot of discharge in my eye, and I can't keep wiping it away or I'm going to end up chafing my eyelid and then it makes it swollen and it looks awful. So I'm sorry, it's going to get progressively worse. I do have tissues and I have to blot it and it's so awful. It's not pink eye though, okay? Please understand that. So anyways, every year during Lent, if you're a Christian, you know what Lent is, or you should. It's a great church season. The church actually has 6 seasons. I'm sorry, Priya's bumping into me. She has to snuggle on me. She's very attached and has got separation issues. Anyways, but the church has 6 seasons, and the season of Lent is from Ash Wednesday all the way through till Easter Sunday. Last night was Ash Wednesday. I don't know if you can still see the ashes stuck in my hair. But anywho, Lent is a season of reflection, penitence, solemn prayer. Basically, putting yourself through the same tests that Christ went through to try to be more like Christ. And the thing is, you can't grow as a person until you face adversity. I personally and firmly believe that. I wish that our tests were not so intense, but sometimes it's needed. You know that old saying, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger? Well, yeah, basically. So Jesus went into the desert for 40 days, which is why Lent is 40 days plus the 5 Sundays of Lent, because Sundays don't count. So if you're practicing Lent and you give up something or take on something, Sundays don't count. Those are your days of rest. But anywho, so anyways, previous years I did this thing called 40 bags in 40 days, and it was to help unburden yourself of materialistic things, help you declutter, revitalize your life, and things like that. And to me, it was always a great practice. And it helped me like focus in on something, complete a task for the day, get it done. And I am the better for it, I feel, because there's less things for me to manage. I still bring stuff in. I still have to get rid of things. But my problem is I'm not going to be able to fill 40 shopping bags in 40 days, or the equivalent thereof. So I'm kind of doing a slightly different approach to the same effect. The effect and the goal is to make myself more purposeful, more organized, reducing my anxiety, because when I look around a messy room, I'm just like, oh my God, I gotta get this. The brain goes, okay? Your environment reflects your inner state, just so you know. And, you know, to also just clean up my space and not live in what would otherwise be considered filth. And I'm not looking to be spick and span, nice and neat, Instagram magazine aesthetic. There's nothing on any sort. No, that's not reality. But I need to accommodate the way I actually organize and operate. Most important. And there's a great person. I always mention her, Cass Clutterbug. Do check her out. You don't necessarily have to follow the labels and everything, but they're 4 organizing styles that she goes over, and she labels them with bugs. I was a butterfly for a very long time. Now that I'm a mom, I'm definitely a ladybug. I have a feeling moms are mostly ladybugs because they don't want to see the mess, but they want to at least know that the mess is contained. So I'm slowly also converting my hubby from butterfly to ladybug, but he definitely needs to be able to see his things, or he forgets they exist. So I found that having bags out or bins strategically located around the room definitely helps. He just has to throw things in there. He doesn't have to think too hard about it. But he'll get PTSD fits and just not realize what he's doing. But I can go around and actually resort everything very quickly if he mixes anything up, which is great. And having gone through the operation of organizing my desk so I could do schoolwork, I do feel productive with schoolwork. I don't feel productive much else, except for my dance school stuff, which is something else I also organize into my neat little categories. And I realized this is how I always clean my room from when I was a child to now. I throw everything in a pile and then I resort according to about what they are. When I was a child, it was like toys, papers, clothes, very broad categories. And then I dealt with each one. Wouldn't get them all done one day, but I could deal with each one because I just broke it into smaller tasks. So going back to the 40 bags in 40 days, instead of trying to get rid of 40 bags worth of stuff, I'm going to try to organize 40 bags worth of stuff. And I can show you right now, this is my life, okay? I too pre-sort things into bags, or I just throw things into bags or boxes that I just don't want to deal with yet. And then I go back and I grab that bin or bag or box and I resort that. If you've watched my speedrun videos, you'd see I just grab like a crate that's full of crap, resort it out into wherever it's supposed to go. It's actual home. So right now, my vanity is a hot mess, again, because I pulled all these things right off my nightstand. Can you imagine my little nightstand, which is already starting to clutter up because my laundry basket was not available because I did not put the laundry away. So I've been off and on sick. This Wagner has been really kicking my butt. But to also help with chronic disease, you don't want to overburn yourself and attack like this whole side of the room in one day. It's exhausting. But going one bin, one basket, one bag at a time has been the best policy for me. So what I'm doing is I made myself a calendar of the 40 days of Lent. And each day I'm going to purposely do a bag, a box, a basket, one a day purposely. And while I do it, meditate on how did it get to this point? Where did I go wrong in this? And how can I forgive myself, because that's all part of it, and fix it? Because just asking for forgiveness is not enough. There must be an effort to fix so that way you don't fall back into sin, essentially, again. Okay? It's not enough to say you're sorry. You got to diligently make the effort to not do it again. So with each basket, each decluttering, I go through it. I'm like, okay, these are all in their spaces. How do I prevent this from coming out of its space? How do I make this easier for me to put it away? And that's where, go watch the Clutter Bug. You can see which organization method works for you. She gives you tips and tricks of the trade to accommodate each one. You could be a mixture of bugs, and she gives you ideas on how to absolve all those situations. So this is my vlog for the week, and that is my Lenten practice. So you will see a series of my 40 bags in 40 days that's being done differently. And I really think that people prefer the time-lapse videos. I will try to do that best I can. I'm not going to guarantee I could do that every day, because that takes setting up and like I said, another thing that should be easy for me to do is not.